bad, bad. I stay with her, back, make that girl dance, dance. Let's go, yeah. What is mine, that is yours. You can't hold my glam. Yes, I own my land. Stacking this paper, you know that I get it up. I can't be broke again. Talking that shit, then that Glocky gon' hit it up. Headshot, soak his man. My chopper get hot, just like a pan. Got the headlights, just like a ram. I got 10 toes and I counted 10 fingers, so I do not need her. I'm helping hand. Monopoly crib, I'm moving again. Got your bitch on me, she grooving again. Or platinum again, I just give them a reason to hate. So my nigga shooting again. My coupe, my roof, drop that shit again. She saw my dick, then she mocked up my friend. No, we do not wanna feel tooth again. When she let me go, I'm on the loose again. She on the molly, she tryna boot again. She ain't in mine, this girl is a lin. I prayed every time when I thought you sin. I write in my mind, I don't use a pen. She giving me time, I watch cause a lamb. Just give me more time, other watch cause a Benz. Look at Lil Uzi, he popping again. Them niggas, they switching, they hopping again. Look at them niggas, they hopping again. She giving that top and she slopping again. Look at this album, it's flopping again. Not taking a break, I'm not stopping again. Too much guap, bands, bellow foreign. She ignored that man, fucking with me, handstands. I can't lie, she got that good, but that girl, bad. I stay with her, back, make that girl dance, dance. Let's go, yeah. What is mine, that is yours. You can't hold my glam. Yes, I own my land. Stacking this paper, you know that I get it up. I can't be broke again. Talking that shit, then that Glocky gon' hit it up. Headshot, soak his man. Spent 100,000 on a brand new point on Choga. Automatic guns got a motor. I can feel that shit in my shoulder. Brand new watch cost a quarter, and you know it's flooded in water. You know every day I'm getting older, but I'm young enough for your daughter. And you know my neck is flooded in boulders. Getting money, yeah, that's my quota. Even though Lil Uzi getting older, know I'm young enough for your daughter. Every time I'm in my mind, I focus. She give me hypnosis. Talking about the love can't hold it. Talking about the guap can't fold it. Talking about your mind, you don't own it. Yeah, just take your time and gotta decode it. Yeah, it's on my mind and they just know it. Yeah, fast pace all the time. Yeah, I can't so much. Yeah, bands, bellow foreign 10. She ignored that man, fucking with me, handstand. I can't lie, she got that good, but that girl, bad. I stay with her, back, make that girl dance. Let's go, yeah. What is mine, that is yours. You can't hold my glam. Yes, I own my land. Stacking this paper, you know that I get it up. I can't be broke again. Talking that shit, then that Glocky gon' hit it up. Headshot, soak his man.
Today, we're going to talk about the Stanley Cup last night, the MLB winners on the diamond, and we have to cash a squad ride. This is Behind the Lines. Well, Jovan, the Orioles have now lost 7 games in a row. What a fucking joke. 15-31, more than 15 games under 500. You just got swept by the Nats. I haven't seen the Nats sweep a team, let alone the Orioles, I don't think in my lifetime. I'm all for reading a good book in the off season when your fucking feet are in the sands and you don't have a baseball game to worry about. Mid-season, when you got a 6 ERA, fucking lock in, buddy. Put the books down. Grab a baseball. Hit the fucking treadmill, Trevor.
Of course, the Cubs are a team where if you give them like a single-pronged approach, simple approach at the plate, they can only key in on one pitch, which with Mikey Over is exactly what you have to do. They have been demolishing those pitchers every single time they see it. They ain't stopping now. I'm buying in. We're seeing a shootout.
320 feet. I could hit a ball that far. I mean, when do we normalize celebrating pop-ups? Aaron Judge, typical me guy move. Hitting a nuke there instead of just putting the ball in play. And look, he didn't make the dimensions of the park, but he decided to play in them, and that shit pisses me off.
I got too much to live, no time to forget. New chrome, yeah, I got this shit on my head. You grown, shit, no, I don't got time for this. Alone, you just want.
What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Wednesday, episode 717 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Jovan, presented by Bookit Sports. If you aren't tracking your bets on Pickit, today could be a great day to start. Go download the Pickit app on the App Store or Google Play and start tracking your bets or just utilizing Pickit, the best bet tracking app out there by far. And they've got about 100 other features on that app as well. If you're a daily sports bettor, go check out Bookit Sports. Free, easy to use, best UI UX out there by far. Pickit. Go check it out yourself. I use it every single day. Every day. Multiple times a day. Go check out Bookit Sports. Free. Check it out. Jovan, happy Wednesday, my man.
What's up, Krabs? How are we doing?
We got some work to do. Squad rides are falling apart.
Sure.
Back to 500.
Shout out the Yanks. Shout out the Yanks.
We got Kyle B coming in with a sub bang. 2 words. Oi. So we got that going for us. We got Kyle B. That's about all we got. Goots.
I take some
share the graphic.
Solutions.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take what we can get. Let's check out the squad ride graphic.
bullshit wager. Hand up. Horrendous team. 3 straight games. Really bad. Really bad.
Yeah. Let's take a peep at the Sharp Report recap. See how we did over there.
9 Ks in the big 2-5. Wow, you're carrying. Shout out Carrie. Not seeing him. You're seeing him.
Finally got an under, Skywalker. Thank fucking
You got
God.
the under.
We got lucky with that under. Okay. I still can't really figure out why they pulled the goalie super early and then they scored. It worked. And then they stopped pulling the goalie. But we'll take what we can get. I don't know why they did that, but it worked.
I mean, you're in desperation situation. You got to pull as early as possible.
I know. I thought they were going to keep pulling them now after they scored. And then they just stopped for some reason after they scored. It was the weirdest thing. As soon as they put in one in the net, I was like, this under is caked. They're going to keep pulling the goalie and they're going to keep scoring maybe, or at least an open net, right, from the other squad. But we got lucky. We got lucky. Sometimes, chat, it's better to be lucky than good, but luck is earned. You got to work hard. Sometimes you get rewarded. Okay, and for the first time in this entire series, puck bounced our way. We got an under. W's. Let's cop it up for that because we do deserve it.
Deserved one.
Did not know if that was going to come home. I'll be honest. Not one time, but it did. It did. All right. Hopefully you put a Megalodon on that under. No, I did not, because we preach responsible gambling around these parts. Connor Chiote is asking for a vintage Krabs Megalodon PLL or MLB bets. I don't know, Chiote. I'm being responsible. I'm being good. Megalodons might be retired. Gonna have to earn one. Chiote, have you earned it? I don't know. Have we earned it? But the way the squad rides have been going this week, I don't think so. We got work to do, gents. Let's bounce back today. Let's lock the fuck in. We've got a loaded MLB slate. 0 excuses. Plenty of winners to be found. Plain and simple.
Sure.
Right? But yeah, I want to get in on this Yankees hate. Goots, I'm tired of being silent. Run that shit. Picture this, folks. You're the most popular team in baseball. You get the best player in baseball. He's hitting 400. Oh, wait, he's not, because he's actually slumping. He's down to 370 already. Absolutely falling off a cliff. People thought he was fucking Ted Williams. Give me a fucking break. Dude is seeing absolute pennies up there at the dish right now, along with the rest of the squads. Along with the rest of the squad. So picture this. Okay? You get swept by your rival, the Red Sox, who, by the way, before the last game, they trade their best fucking player away. It still doesn't matter. You get swept by the Sox, a team that you've owned for the last couple of years. Trust me, I've been keeping tabs because I've been rooting for the Sox in those games. Okay? And then you go on to the next series, and you're facing the Angels. You're home. Everything's looking up, right? It's textbook bounce back series. Textbook, right? You're facing Soriano 2 nights ago. Should muck him up. Young arm, all over the place, erratic. That dude throws a fucking gem. They don't hit him up at all. Not one run. Embarrassing. And then they go on to fucking lose last night, Jovan. But it's not just about losing. It's about how they did it. Let me go ahead and pull up some of these highlights from that game last night. The only highlights I could show you really in this one is Kyle Hendricks almost getting double-digit strikeouts. The guy just qualified for AARP last week, and he just got 9 Ks against the Yankees, Jovan.
He probably should have had 11, too, because they gifted the Yankees a couple very questionable strike calls.
This is the shit I'm talking about. The Yankees get out to a good start this season. Better than I expected. I'll give them that. They did. No Garrett Cole. I wrote them off. I said I'd get a fucking Yankee tat if they win the World Series. Wrote them off. They come out of the gates red hot, Jovan. They did. I'm man enough to admit it. They did. Aaron Judge carried the way. Hitting 400. Best player in baseball for the majority of the season. Not right now. Dude sucks. So overrated. Dude stinks. He's going to strike out twice again today. Not locked. Because like I've been screaming for years, he's the streakiest hitter in baseball. And he went the longest he ever has in his entire MLB career without getting hurt and without cooling off. I'll give him that. He did. 65 games. Extremely impressive. People don't go on runs like that. Extremely impressive run for Judge. I'll admit it. But right now, he looks like quail shit at the dish. Seeing fucking pennies. Along with the rest of the Yankees lineup. They look like shit. I'm hearing they held a players only meeting today after 5 L's. 5 L's in a row. Chat, they haven't scored a run in like 29 innings. Nearly 30 innings they've gone without scoring one fucking run. What a joke. For the best team in baseball? For America's team? The most popular team in baseball? What a fucking joke. Clown show. Changes need to be made. 5 L's in a row. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. You get swept by your rival. You don't score any runs in fucking 3 games, including extra innings. What a joke. What a joke. And the worst part of it all is that after 4 L's in a row, Jovan, they're facing Kyle Hendricks last night. It looked like they didn't put in any fucking prep work. 0. They went up there swinging at everything, swinging at bullshit, taking pitches down the cock vein. This team looked like they didn't watch any film on Kyle Hendricks. Are they just showing up thinking they're good enough to do that? I don't care if you're the Yankees. I don't care if you're the Nats. I don't care if you're a fucking AAA team. You got to work. And right now, this team ain't working. They're showing up thinking that's good enough, and it's not. It's not. And it's been pleasant to see, as a Yankee hater, the last 5 games, them coming back down to earth. I'll say it. It's been nice to watch. It's clear as day. No approach up there at the dish. They didn't do any fucking homework on Kyle Hendricks, a guy they should have put a 10 spot up on. Jovan, he had a 3.5 earned runs allowed square that we talked about yesterday. Crazy. Insane. Crazy square. Those don't grow on trees. 0 runs off of the worst starting pitcher in baseball.
Bad.
Give me a fucking bat. Bro, I could fucking go up there and hit him. Straight up. I could fucking go up there right now and put up a better fucking approach than these bozos. Put the ball in play. It's not that fucking hard. Twist the fucking hips, keep the hands inside, and put the ball in play. It's fucking Kyle Hendricks at the dish. It's not that fucking hard to not hit a home run every time. Keep the hands in, choke up on the bat, be a team player. Put the ball in fucking play. It's Kyle Hendricks. Are you fucking kidding me? Aaron Judge, you fucking suck. What a terrible captain and a terrible leader. Somebody else better lead in that players meeting today. Somebody else lead that shit. Because Aaron Judge ain't helping you guys out. What a joke.
What a joke.
Joke. And we're out here betting on him.
Horrible.
Unbelievable.
Krabs hitting lessons before surgery. Unreal.
Somebody give me a bat. He's thrown 88. 88. I faced that every fucking day in high school.
Dude, he was whiffing on 87 down Vane Lane, dude. It was bad.
No adjustments. Just showing up thinking that's good enough. I'll tell you right now, it's not. And that's the Yankee problem. They can't get out of their own fucking way. They don't work. They show up and think that's good enough. Because I got a bunch of stars. Well, Jovan, let me ask you this. For the people who don't follow baseball that much, how has that worked out for the Yankees the last 15 years?
I don't know. They've been America's team. Can't remember many rings in the last decade.
How many World Series have they won? Yep.
Yeah, it's been bagels.
0.
And
Disgrace.
they won a game in the World Series last year, though, Krabs. They did win one.
And their best player dropped a pop-up that Mima could have caught. And it cost them the fucking World Series. And then the Dodgers clowned him afterwards and said all we had to do was put the ball in play against these fucking bozos because they're mentally weak. Weak. What a joke. Nothing's ever going to change with this Yankees team if they keep operating the same way, having the same guys running the show. And Aaron Judge is not a winner. If that's not clear, I don't know what is. Connor McDavid, Aaron Judge, they're the same. Great regular season players. Great when it doesn't matter. Great in garbage time. They do cool stuff. They have cool highlights. But they don't win. They're not winners. When it matters, they stink. Check the fucking data. They're the same. What a joke. And we're out here betting on them. I'm putting a ban on it. We're not taking them until they turn it around. Yankee ban. Not that it should be that hard. We take them like once a month.
Yeah. It's not
Yankee
really
ban.
a tough ban.
Yankee ban. And the Nats ban's been unlifted. How about that? Yep.
Sure.
Maybe not on the ML. But we'll talk about that in a moment. Goots is salivating right now. Salivating at the mouth. All right. Yeah, Savage, I'll be honest. I don't have it in me with the Nats rant today. I just gave it all I had. That's about all I got. Okay? We can move on. Let's move. Let's groove. Let's talk about today's winners. Ron Muck's coming in, giving out some subbies. Let's go, Ron.
Ronald J.
Let's go, Ron.
Getting it started.
Sure we can. W subbies. Ron, I appreciate you, Beast. Blessing up the chat with some subs. Rumor has it Ron has a PLL Spaces tonight. I believe it's at 4 p.m. Eastern. Ron, I'm going to be there. I'll be there. Okay? PLL Spaces, 4 p.m. Eastern today. Ron's going over the whole weekend slate. If you want to make some money this weekend, you better be in that Spaces. Get involved. Rumor has it Chaco will be there as well as a guest host. I cannot wait to see what the boys got going and what they got cooking up. Let's fucking go, gents. Let's go. Chaco says, me and Ron have a diabolical amount of winners. Let's fucking go, Chaco.
Titos.
And I can't wait to see you on Saturday, Chaco. We got to get a pick. Okay? Ron, let me know if you ended up making it up down here for this weekend. I know you said you were maybe coming down on Sunday. I'm not going to be able to make it on Sunday, but let me know. Okay? Dubs. All right, and I will host the third stream later today as well after BTL. So you guys can come up and get some sell jobs. All right, get those sell jobs ready. I'll host that right after BTL today. Okay? Dubs. Let's move. Let's groove. Enough yapping. Let's lock in. Let's find some winners for today, huh? I got the YouTube chat up as well. I see you guys. Zach Moore. Oilers sold me 1,200. Oh.
Shout out the Oilers.
Goodness gracious. Yankees need Josh Donaldson back. Yeah, that should help.
Yeah, that might. I mean, if they bring him back, that would be great. Then Rays would be in first place in no time.
Unbelievable. All right. Yankees are all tuned in on Krabs Beach. Yeah, maybe they just played that in the clubhouse today. It'd be better than listening to Aaron Judge try to rally the troops. What does that guy know about winning? Legitimately. Like, somebody give me an answer. I'm waiting.
I don't know. He hit some pretty cool home runs up 4 against the Royals in the 9th.
He's an all-time garbage time home run hitter. Surely. He's really good at that. He had his first home run when it mattered the other day. I noticed it.
I know.
I forget what game, but I
Red
was like,
Sox.
whoa.
I
was like, was that a home run that gave them a lead?
That's when you know that there is not one coming soon, anytime.
That's the first home run I've seen Aaron Judge hit when it mattered in his entire career.
There's only been a handful.
Because when it matters, the guy goes up there.
And I can't remember.
He goes up there and he's so nervous and he's like, what do I do? Like a fucking bozo. But when he goes up there and they're down 10 runs or they're up 10 runs a lot this year, he's cool, calm, and collected. He's up there like fucking Kevin Youkilis. He's dropping the barrel. He's hitting nicks. Dude needs to figure it out. Been stinking it up.
Or not. Don't you figure it out?
Yeah. What would be funnier if they figure it out and then they melt again in the playoffs. They build it all up again.
It would be pretty funny.
Everyone gets bought in. Everyone's excited. Judge has a career year, probably wins MVP, right? And then they melt again in the playoffs. Oh.
Imagine they get taken down again by some good old Stingrays in the playoffs. Whole team getting paid collectively less than Judge.
I would love it for it to be the Rays. Yeah. Sure.
Shout out Mike Bishop.
Unbelievable. All right. Let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving. Want some MVPs, but Jose don't grow on trees. Dead Larry Bird, I don't know what that means, but the Yankees stink, and I cannot believe you're a fan of them. It would drive me nuts. It's one thing if they just stunk, like the
Yeah, Krabs, you got to be a loyal Cutter is King follower.
Oh, I love that guy. Great account. Great account. He might be the only better Yankee hater than me. Straight up.
It's right up your alley.
Yankees 1996 in the chats. It's around the last time they won a World Series. It's actually before I was even born. Fucking joke. Unbelievable. All right. Let's talk about some winners for today. Luckily, they will not involve the Yankees, at least on my end. Let's go first 5 under 3.5. Pirates, Tigers, maybe it's square. Don't care. It's hitting. For the first time ever, I'm seeing a half earned run prop for a starting pitcher in baseball. Never seen it in my life. Call Guinness. It's minus 200. Could be minus 500. Still crazy that they set it at that low fucking number. That is absurd, chat. For a starting pitcher who goes so deep into games, the guy throws 7 fucking innings a game. To have a half earned run allowed square is absurd. Absurd. I've never seen it. And I'm leaning into it today. Doesn't hurt that he's facing the Pirates. Maybe that has something to do with it. That lineup is all-time quail shit. They're bad. Bad at baseball. And I kind of want to fade this Tigers lineup right now. They don't impress me much. Started out hot. They've had their times, right? They're not bad. Much better than the Pirates. Much better than Nats right now. But I'm not scared to fade them today. At least not through the first 5 innings. Not against a veteran arm like Bailey Falter, who goes out there, Andrew Heaney. Although, same thing. But not against a veteran arm like Andrew Heaney, who, by the way, just keeps going out there and overperforming out the wazoo. He's just one of those weird veteran lefties. Again, there's like a handful every year that just goes out there and pitches pretty darn well every time. And I'm willing to bet that he does that again today. Maybe he gives up one. Shit, maybe he gives up a second one, but it's probably at the end of his start. I'm not seeing more than a run each from these two gents in the first 5. I think this one squeaks under the 3.5 line. Guys, you don't see first 5 3.5 lines very often. That's low. I'm leaning into that. I'm leaning into the weird Screwball square and the fact that Screwball is going to go out there and absolutely dominate. We're seeing the juice on the under get bigger by the minute. Down to minus 120 for the under 7 right now. Love to see that. We're not getting any runs or fun in this game. It's going to be another boring Screwball masterclass. I've had some good success, knock on wood. Leaning into Screwball, having some good gems so far this season. Let's squeak out another one here. And I trust Andrew Heaney enough to go out there and pitch solid through 5. Maybe he leaks a couple runs late in the 6th. They pull him. But I think he dominates early. And I like the pitchers in this game. Let me get the first 5 under 3.5 and fade these two lineups early on.
Sure. Heaney's been pretty good. Even was good against the Cubs. Only gave up, I think, 3 over 6. So quality start against a better lineup, I guess, name-wise, against lefties. But Tigers have been crushing lefties. But I don't know if this is the spot to do it. Kind of with you.
Yeah, give me the veteran arm, crafty arm to go out there and outsmart this young Tigers lineup.
Sure.
Love the matchup.
Sure.
All right, let's keep moving and grooving. Ryan Minter in the YouTube chat. All right, Krabs, we can't just blame Judge. The base running has been awful.
Base running? They haven't had any base runners. What do you mean? They struck out 9 times against Kyle Hendricks.
They haven't scored a run in 30 innings. No way we're blaming base runners.
Talking about base running, dude?
Did you not see the fucking highlight tape we just played of Kyle Hendricks striking out 10 of your guys? Oh my goodness. How naive some of these Yankee fans are. How clouded some of their brains are. If you haven't scored a run in 30 innings and you just got shut out by Kyle Hendricks, who threw 9 strikeouts, you don't talk for a week. You don't speak for a week. You don't mention the Yankees. Base running. Jovan.
I thought I've heard it all
base running
from Yankees fans, but base running is just
insane. My God, bro. Base running?
After swiping,
are you kidding
striking
me?
out 9 times against Kyle Hendricks. It's
base running.
Fault. That's ridiculous.
You know whose fault it is? It's the whole fucking team's fault for showing up and thinking that's good enough. And if that wasn't clear watching that game last night, these guys get out of bed probably later than they should. They're thinking, I'm him. I'm on the Yankees. I'm putting my pinstripes on today. I'm different. Well, starting to show, boys.
Yeah.
Starting to show.
Whole team except Stanton, I will say. He's the only one
right off the rip.
he's the only one out there. I mean, these first 2 games he's been back who actually looks like he wants it. He's having great ABs. So different. It looks vastly different from the whole rest of the team. And you can tell. I mean, Stanley.
He's the only hitter on that team who doesn't get worse when the team needs a base knock. Only guy. Only guy. I was going to say only player, but then I forgot Garrett Cole's on the team, but he's hurt out for the whole year. Forgot.
Hey, Garrett Cole's
Only
had
hitter.
he's had some big performances.
Yeah, I'm giving him credit. I'm giving Cole credit. But that only hitter that actually shows up when they need him is Giancarlo Stanton. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Dude, they just pulled him out of the fucking hospital. Put him back out there on the diamond a couple of days ago. He's the only guy getting hits. What a joke.
Unreal.
What a joke. Base running.
That might be the funniest
Jovan,
one.
you got to play.
That might be the funniest one I've ever heard. Yeah, I've got to play.
Holy smokes.
I want to take this over in Miami, Krabs. And you know who's pitching today for the Marlins?
Who?
It's one of your old friends.
Hmm.
Adam Mazur, the old Padres
Yeah.
pitcher that had been sent down in the minors for a while. And same song and dance that I guess every pitcher does after getting traded to a smaller org, tweak some things. They say he looks better, but we know who Mazur is as a pitcher. He's fucking awful. He gives up a lot
he's
of
not great.
contact. Yeah, a lot of contact, a lot of hard contact. And when he's like one of those pitchers where if he does like live a little bit outside of the zone, it's not competitive. So like hitters are able to key in on all of his stuff, which is why he's been so bad when he's been up in the major leagues. So I think that's going to continue today. And I look at this game and I see it was a little bit of like a pitching adjustment because I guess it was going to be like a bullpen game, which definitely would be worse for the Marlins with how bad their bullpen is. So they announced Mazur as the starter for however long. And like it's shifting towards the Marlins, probably a little more than you would think. If this game goes the Marlins' way, I don't think it's going to be because Mazur throws an absolute gem. I think it's going to be because Ranger Suarez, who, if you looked at what he does specifically in Miami, but like against the Marlins, it's so odd. And some of the other Phillies pitchers do this, but he either throws the best game he's ever thrown, gem of a lifetime, 5-6 shutout innings, or he gets absolutely destroyed by the Marlins. Obviously, this is a little different of a team, but a little different of a team in a good way. Because would you believe me if I told you in the last month the Marlins are top 10 against lefties?
I would know that they're waking up a hair, but not top 10. No.
Yeah.
Not
they're
top
currently
10.
last 30 days, number 9 in the MLB.
They got to Mackenzie Gore too the other day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they did a little bit. And a lot of that's, the guys at the top. Eric Wagaman seeing absolute beach balls. They even got like the guy at the bottom of their lineup almost every day for God knows what reason is one of their best hitters against lefties in period, and Dane Myers. Like the lineup is a lot better against lefties than I think people realize. And they also have the 3rd lowest ground ball rate against lefties, which is super important for a guy in Ranger Suarez, who he has one of the top ground ball rates in the league. He's a sinker ball lefty. So I think they can get to him today. And I think there's going to be some runs for the Marlins. But I also think Adam Mazur is a god-awful pitcher at the major league level. We're probably going to see that from multiple guys in the Phillies lineup today. And I don't know what his leash looks like, so more innings against the Marlins bullpen is plenty all right with me. 3 good nights.
All right. I'm in. Marlins bat's been sneaky good, had a decent matchup. I'll tell you what, I certainly liked seeing Suarez's fantasy score where that was sitting today. Looks like he might get hit up a hair. Maybe not, 10 runs, but let's give the boys a chance here. Give the Marlins bats a chance to put up a couple, and I'm sure the Phillies will match. They'll at least price match guarantee, if not do more. So I'm in. Runs.
Yeah.
That's a W play. All right. Trent says, sitting in the sports book right now. I need to know if the fellas are fucking dialed. Trent, I'm hosting your show for you today while your feet are kicked up. Hope you have a good day. Enjoy it.
Yeah, sitting in the sports with you. Fucking nothing, man.
Yep. All right.
Thanks for playing. Getting Manny back from boot camp for Surge Stream. He's getting hosted. That's cool. It's all right.
Mikey's on Lindor, hit run RBIs tonight. Need thoughts on this? I actually like it today. And Mikey's been pretty good. Usually he was giving out Lindor like once or twice a week. He's kind of cut the shit. He's only taking him like once a quarter these days.
Yeah,
Next thing you know,
then.
He dropped him today. He was very excited to take him today. He's been patiently waiting. You could tell on TMA. And he's coming off a couple bagels. I'm in. And we'll talk about another reason why I'm in when we swing it back around to my sharp report here in a moment. Wow, we got Sade Whiteman coming in doing his fucking job today. Let's fucking go. Trent, dude, I'm just chirping you, man. Pipe down over there. Get home safe.
Nah, fuck
All right.
Trent, man. Fuck Trent.
Swinging around. Swinging around. Mets. Speaking of Lindors. +1.5. Taking a +1.5 because I think it could be a low-scoring affair. Not expecting a bazillion runs here. And look, I'm fading Chris Sale. I'll take what I can fucking get. No need to make it harder on ourselves than we need to. I'll take the +1 at -130 here. Okay? Also, shout out Goots for getting Jair. If he stays healthy, that's fire. Big if. Big if, Goots, but good for you. I'm seeing the Mets getting a bounce back after they blew that game last night. Marcell Ozuna, backs against the wall. I think 2 outs in the 9th, I believe, at the end of the game. Ties it up. And then they end up winning in extra innings. Impressive win for the Braves. Love backing teams coming off a loss like that. The Mets, right? After they blow it, they had a win in their fucking hands, and then they let it fucking fall away. The next day, typically, more often than not, knock on wood, that team shows up the next day. You at least see a little bit more effort, a little bit more pep in their step. I'm banking on that today. And I'm banking on Lindor, Mikey Square after a couple bagels. I'm banking on Soto, who nobody cares, nobody's talking about it, but the guy's piping hot the last couple weeks. He's doing his thing. He's back to being Soto. He's Soto shuffling. Nobody gives a hoot. They only want to talk about him playing like shit at the beginning of the season. Weird energy.
Yeah.
Weird energy. He's back. He's hitting great right now, and so are the Mets. Great team up there at Citi Field. I hate to say it as a Nats fan, but great team. It's crazy what happens when your owner spends money and cares. Well, I think the Mets get their revenge. I'll take the +1.5. I always tell you guys, I'll take a +1.5 for a road team if I like a low-scoring affair. Only if it's a road team, right? Because there's a solid chance the Braves are up 1 late. They don't even hit in the 9th. That's huge for +1.5 bettors. I'll take what we can get here. We're fading Chris Sale. A couple other notes. Blackburn has some crazy squares. Guy hasn't started in a long time. Crazy squares up there against the Braves lineup that people respect for some reason. Crazy squares. We'll talk about those in a moment. And then Chris Sale. I mean, look, I know he's going against a great lineup, but some of his squares make it seem like he might be human today. Like that 1.5 goblin on runs, like the fantasy score, which is a hair lower than I expected. All good signs for the Mets in this game. I'll take the +1.5.
Could be the difference, especially
Right?
if this ends up being a low-scoring game. I like it.
Sure. James Wood Day, Krabs. I don't have time for the Nats today, Samurai. Still the coolest name in the chat, though. Samurai 7, but no Nats today. Well, I got time for one Nat, but it's not a hitter. Talk about him in a moment.
I fucking bet,
Right?
Krabs.
Hey, I've been good. I haven't been taking Mitchell Parker much.
What do you mean, Krabs? We talked about it every single start he makes.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Not the last month.
Bro, that is incredulous cap.
I'll check the data.
That's some all-time cap.
I don't know. Goots. Might need the tiebreaker on this one. I've been better taking marijuana Mitch.
The last one,
mean,
Natsamel was on mine. I'm pretty sure the one before that, he was in your sharp report.
I don't know if it's necessarily Mitch, but like Jake Irvin's been involved, Trevor Williams has been involved before, so it's the whole rotation basically.
They've been involved.
Yeah.
They've been involved. I haven't taken Mitch in weeks. We'll get to him. Let's finish up the straight bets. What do you got, Jovan?
Sure.
Play number 2.
Reds, riding streaks. Reds are starting to get into the dangerous territory. Not that I already haven't pressed the button before the season while we were in Vegas, but kind of want to do it again when it comes to the playoffs, Krabs. You're talking about they're a game and a half out, playing great. Twins are quite far from that, but they also get Nick Lodolo on the mound today, who's been notoriously, and some of this a little skewed because your Nats destroyed him in one of the home starts, but he's rocking like a 6 ERA at home. He's been god awful at home for the most part. Completely different pitcher at home and on the road. And I think it's a little more to do with just like the Great American small park factor, because it's like he's pitched when it's had some great conditions there, when it's been cold, when it's been windy in, when it's been not as hot and not as homer friendly as it is today. But the difference is not only do you get a Twins team that is not playing well right now, not seeing lefties as well as they were prior in the season and when they were healthy. But they're also striking out a shit ton against lefties right now, which is kind of like the Twins we remember from years past, where they were kind of auto against a lot of lefties and a lot of strikeout pitchers in general. But Lodolo's problem all year has been the fact that he can't get strikeouts, and the finishing stuff is not really there, especially against righties. But the Twins have not had any problem giving that up to a lot of pitchers as of late. So I do think that's a good point for Lodolo, even if he does give us some hard contact. This screams of a game that's probably going to have some runs. I don't think he's going to have his crispiest outing, but you have a guy on the other side too, Bailey Ober, who is he has a known home run problem. And when this is, I think, the biggest number ballpark pal wise I've seen next to home runs as far as an increase goes in Great American Ballpark all year, you couldn't ask for much worse of a matchup. And like, he's coming off of a bad start. I would love if he pitched a little better against the Rangers. That was one of the two games I think that just absolutely dismantled the Twins. But when you're getting a lineup like this, whether it's CES, whether it's Will Benson, whether it's Ellie, a lot of them are seeing a lot of these power pitchers, home run pitchers, fly ball pitchers really, really well right now. And you get a great park and great conditions to do so. I think this is probably the time to not only ride that wave as far as Hot Reds team against Bailey Ober, but also I think this is the start of something. So I'm probably going to be betting them until they cool down.
Yep. Love this play. Almost took it myself. I think the Reds stay hot. Get another win. Lodolo pitches well, or at least out pitches his opponent today. Love the spot for the Reds to stay hot. And what do we do about streaks in baseball? We lean into them and we fade the Twins, who have lost 5+ in a row. And we fade Bailey Ober, who's been struggling a little bit. Hittable in a hitter-friendly park. Love this play, dude. Every time I look at them, they're catching a little bit more steam as well. Let's hope it keeps on moving. Fuck the CL.
Yeah, makes me feel a little better.
Okay. All right. By the way, I've not taken Mitchell Parker Square in almost a month. Check the data, Control F, scroll through all the history Prize Picks would show me. I haven't taken him in at least over 3 weeks.
Find that so hard to believe.
Taking Trevor Williams, though.
I know you've taken, pretty much the whole Nats rotation.
Sure. I swear to God. I promise.
I swear you took him against the Rangers.
I promise, dude. No, I promise.
You won.
Not even sneak lineups. Not even sneak lineups. I just controlled F and I scrolled through and looked while you were giving that sell job. I swear to God.
Unbelievable.
I swear. I've been disciplined. I've been good. Maybe not with the whole Nats team.
I know.
Maybe not with Trevor Williams.
The last one I know for a fact was the Mariners start.
Yes.
So that was 3 weeks ago. So if that happened to be the last one, I'll tip cap to that one. But
decent discipline.
I feel like that whole month of May, I feel like he was on the card quite a bit.
Yeah, there was a time when I was taking him. It was a little while ago. It feels like yesterday. Time flies, Jovan. Time flies. But I've been decent of late. I've been waiting, just like Mikey with Lindor. I've been patiently waiting, and today's the day.
There you go.
Today's the day. All right? I'm feeling good about it.
Wait
Jovan,
a minute. This is why, Krabs. This is exactly why. You know what his last 3 starts have been on? The last one was Friday. That was last week. Then it was Saturday and Sunday. So no wonder he hasn't been on your sharp report since the Mariners start. Because other than that last Friday, the Mariners start was the last weekday start.
Okay. All right. Sure. But no sneak lineups, or just not having him involved at all in my life in weeks.
Unbelievable.
That's a good point. Didn't have an opportunity to take it on the sharp report, but no sneak lineups.
Yeah.
No Mitchell Parker. It is good discipline. I'm telling you, dude. Look, if I was taking him every goddamn start, you guys would be rolling your eyes saying, what are we doing here? Being pickier. I've been waiting. Okay? Today's coming through for us. They made some changes. They're trying to fix his first inning woes. They're going to let him throw longer before the game. Jim Hickey's been working with him all week, Jovan. I'm telling you, your guy.
Is he in the lab? Maybe they stop book club for a week?
Haven't heard shit about the book club. I'm hoping they put those books down.
Not a
Grab the
peep.
fucking gloves. Imagine starting a book club when your team sucks ass and making that go public.
You got to do something. Probably bored.
No, you know what you could do? Go take more reps, work harder, be better.
Well, if you're a
Help the team
pitcher,
win.
though, you can't really do that. That's the thing. It's not like
Yeah.
you're a hitter and you can just go to the cages. You got a
The Nats already do that.
limited amount of arms or limited amount of pitches you can throw with your arm every day.
The Nats
Where
already
else
run
are
their
they?
pitches into the ground.
Yeah.
They already do. They already overuse them. They can't
Shout
throw
out
any more than they
Kikuchi.
do. He'll be back soon, by the way. He's
Sure
making waves.
I'm sure that'll last.
Who's lasting longer, Kate Cavalli's arm or Jair Alexander this season?
I might go
Who's playing
Kate
more?
Cavalli.
Lockdown secondary, man. Everyone's
Yep.
jealous. I get it.
No, that's a good pick.
Ron, your secondary is really Swiss cheese. You can't talk shit.
Oh, it is. Absolutely
They're
Swiss
Swiss.
cheese. Garbage. I will say
They're
that
Swiss.
every day of the week.
Dude, that's a great pickup. It's an overpay, but it's a great pickup if he plays. It is.
Sure that'll beat the Chiefs or Bills, right?
Not gonna hurt. Not gonna hurt. They are due. All right. Swing it around for me, Gootsy. One more straight bet, I believe, for the peeps. Gonna get some runs. Curious to hear your Blue Jays take too, but get some runs in this game. Saw some runs yesterday in this game, late especially. Some late home runs in this one to give the Blue Jays a big-time win. I think Erod, who's pitched okay the last couple starts, his last two starts, excuse me, I think he struggles in this one against the Blue Jays, a team that mucks lefties, especially at home. I think they get to him today. And then I also think that Lauer, who simply cannot keep getting away with it, I don't know how he's gone this far with a 2.4 ERA. Lauer gets hit up today a little bit too. And that's mainly what this bet is. I like the D-backs. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on Toronto, and hopefully it just makes me like this over more, Jovan, and like runs. But I like the D-backs after two losses to show up and put up a couple against Lauer. Same thing goes for Rodriguez, Erod, who's been a little bit better of late. That's not going to last, not against this Toronto team that mashes lefties. Toronto puts up some runs too in this game. Give me plenty of runs. I like the splits on this one. And I like the juice moving from minus 120 to the under to now minus 120 to the over. You're going to start seeing 9.5s aloof, folks. You're going to start seeing them. I'm telling you right now, you will this afternoon. Get in while you can responsibly. Runs, again, in this series between two offenses that, yeah, maybe it's a little square to back some runs. I don't care. I want to fade Erod coming off a couple solid outings and Lauer, who's been him. This is a great spot to back runs. We see a similar game to yesterday, if not more runs.
Yeah, I'm kind of in. I think this is going to be a lot of runs. And yesterday we talked about it. The whole world had Brandon Pfaadt 2.5 earned runs on the feed before I could even get my morning coffee yesterday. And he somewhat shoved. He gave up 2. He had a really good start. And I think this one, while you kind of look at it, I'm like, you just know the Blue Jays are going to splooge really often after the whole world needed it yesterday. And they waited until the 9th inning to win on some miracle bullshit. But also, I just look at this game. Eric Lauer, who I guess this goes for both pitchers. Like Eric Lauer, when he first came back, I think one of his first 2, maybe was the first like starts when they've been deploying him in this way, was against the Rays when I was there. Just fat line disrespect everywhere you could find it when it comes to the players, when it comes to just the overall lines of the game. He doesn't get much respect, and he really shouldn't because he's Eric Lauer. But Erod gets quite the opposite. Erod was just favored in the game against the Mariners and Brian Wu. And now you're underdogs, albeit you're in Toronto, but you're against Eric Lauer. And this is a modified like bullpen game because he's been going like 4 innings, 4 1/3, depending on how efficient he is. Maybe he can get to 5 if he's well. But like this is a D-backs team that everybody knows has done incredibly well against lefties. They're for Eric Lauer, who's not like the biggest strikeout pitcher, even though I think he might have a higher ceiling on that today. This on paper like wouldn't be the best matchup for him, but I think it kind of is because he used the off speed a lot, and that's when the D-backs have gotten themselves in trouble a lot lately. So I think he can pitch well, somewhat well. Again, one of those like Lodolo where I don't think he's going to go out there and throw 6 shutout and have a spotless outing, but I think Erod gets destroyed by this Blue Jays team where I don't know if you've noticed, Krabs, and this isn't just like, I don't know, recency bias from the first couple times we've seen it, but like all those times where the Blue Jays have been knocking around with a lot of runners in scoring position or a lot of chances to score the game before, a lot of hard contact, they get super unlucky. What happens the next game? They absolutely splooge, just like the time we took the team total. And what do you know? They scored like 8 runs in the next 3 innings after. That's happened a handful of times that I can remember in the last handful of weeks when they've gotten really, really hot here. So I want to back that again, especially after the whole world needed them to score early yesterday. So I think their offense could hop all over Erod today, who's also been dancing around a shit ton of trouble himself the last couple starts. So now I'm hopping in.
Bless his heart, he's just not good. He's washed.
He's old, and he's
old.
fighting through injuries the last couple years. I mean, it's hard to fault the guy. He's giving them innings. That's what they need right now, especially with Corbin Burns. But don't think that's going to be incredibly
not
useful
a recipe
today.
for success. Yeah. Not a recipe for success. Patrick Corbin type style, right? Eat up some innings. You got some injuries. You got to roll him out there. You don't have a choice. It's not going to go well. The guy's past his prime. Erod a couple years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, he had the stuff. Watching him pitch now, it's like pulling teeth.
Yeah.
It's tough.
And yeah, the D-backs pen is just so bad. Bad.
They're at the point of bad where like you can't even get sharp with them. You just know runs are coming.
Yeah, I like honestly, right? I feel if I were to take a team full game, I would say they would be the team I would easily be least confident in with their bullpen. Like before, right now, because their arms are super injured, also just bad in general. And if we're talking today specifically too, like we're saying in chat, like they used probably their best outset of guys that they could possibly have yesterday, and they still let the Jays walk them off on some miracle shit in the ninth. Like, I don't know if I would take them over a single bullpen right now.
They're that bad.
Really bad.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. We got Waka coming in, dropping a sub bang. Sure. Let's go, Waka. 19 months, bro. You're him. Appreciate you, Beast. What else is going on in the chat? I have to go Corp. Can we get an early game lean? Sox, Seattle. Thoughts on Crochet, Castillo, Jovan?
I don't know that I really have too many thoughts. To be
Seen
honest
a
with
lot
you.
of people on the Sox today, and I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I don't blame them.
It's hard to blame them. I don't hate it.
You know what I might take in this game? Might not be that crabby, although I guess it kind of is. Although yesterday there was plenty of runs, at least from the Mariners. But I guess it is kind of crabby fade these aces. The over. Some runs. Yeah. Red Sox, after getting embarrassed last night, I think they show up, and I would not be shocked if Crochet gives up 1 or 2. I mean, this Mariners offense is starting to get going a little bit, showing some heart. Cal Raleigh, legitimately, knock on wood, one of the better hitters in baseball right now. Best catcher in baseball. So much fun. Yeah, I like the over. And it is a nasty play. Who the hell wants to take an over in Seattle with Crochet and Castillo on the bump? Nobody. I'd take the over if I had to take anything in that game. Okay?
Bro, I wouldn't disagree with you.
I want to look up
where it squeaks for a little bit. You get like a live line.
Starting pitchers get through 2. You live bet the over 5.5 and splooge.
Yeah, could be something like that. But
Crochet's got a 1.5 earned runs gob. Not super weird, not weird. Castillo. Yeah, their squares don't look weird or good. Castillo's been human as well in the last couple starts, and people are starting to ask, is he maybe a hair past his prime? Have we seen the best out of Luis Castillo, right? And the Sox after getting embarrassed last night. Wouldn't be shocked to see them win this game, although a little too trendy and public for me. I'm seeing sharps and squares on the Sox in this early game. Instead, I go with the over. I back some runs off of Castillo and a run or 2 off of Crochet in that Sox bullpen. Over.
Sure.
Okay. All right, Jovan. You want to talk about some prize pick squares, although we already kind of have?
Yeah, a little bit.
Mitchell Fuck. Not many worse pitchers in baseball than Mitchell Parker.
Horrible.
Jovan, people get a little too wrapped up, though, in the numbers, the analytics, the results. I bring this up like once a month. Sometimes we forget to cap the human aspect of these games. I'm not saying you can do it every game. Not saying you can do it every week. But every once in a while, there's a spot. You got to back the human aspect of a game or a matchup or a spot. And today, I've got one. It doesn't get worse than what the Nationals are going through right now. 10 straight losses, rock bottom. Rock bottom. Only one guy can save us. Mitchell Parker. He's been working all week, Jovan. All week on how to fix his first inning woes. You take his first inning woes out of his starts, he's fine. But the guy gives up 3 runs every first inning. I swear to God. It's actually impressive. 3 runs every first inning. And then he locks in and he hangs on. He ends up going 5 and his pitch count's up and he's not efficient. Chat, today I can't resist. And I've been waiting patiently to back Mitchell Parker. Today's the day. Helps he's going against the Rockies after they just had the greatest offensive game of their career. Jovan, let me give you some trivia here that you probably didn't know. Did you know last night was the most home runs hit in a game in Rockies team history?
Yeah, see, I did know that only because I saw them tweet about it.
Yep.
But
and that includes games in Coors Field. Let's let that sit for a second.
Which is
here.
crazy.
Which is just crazy. Most home runs in franchise history on the road at Nats Park last night. And we're out here bitching about this square. It's a mandatory play. Rip the name off the back of the jersey. We're taking this square today. Has to be done, Jovan.
Gratitude.
And what if I told you after that home run derby last night, he's minus 130 to the under on the books. I fucking bet. I bet. Have you bought in a hair?
I'm more bought in than I was earlier. Yes.
Okay. All right. Home run derby last night. Legally obligated, contractually obligated to take the starting pitcher the next day. Whoops. Just so happens to be Mitchell Parker. Sorry. Sucks. It is what it is, bro. Has to be done. Has to be done. Marijuana Mitch is showing up stoned and he's shoving. I've already seen it. Less than 2.5 earned runs allowed. Chad, if you don't like it, fade it. I don't give a shit. I'm taking the less than and I'm making coins. And I'll meet those who trust at the fucking cash counter. Plain and simple.
Balls on tape.
Plain and
Love
simple.
that. Just love that. Absolutely love that. I at least got to respect it. And I did.
Okay. All right. I want to see your squares. We'll come back to Paul Blackburn, which is also just an absurd square.
How are we skipping Paul Blackburn here?
You want to do two-piece? All right.
Toss
We'll get it
aside.
All right. Well, he's not worth much. It's Paul Blackburn we're talking about here. Look, anybody in chat following along Paul Blackburn's season this year? Mainly been in the bullpen. Hasn't pitched much. Had a couple 4-inning outings, right? The last outing he had, he pitched a third of an inning. Gave up like 4 runs. Oh, he went in there after I think a starting pitcher got hurt and he couldn't stop the bleeding. It was ugly. The guy pitched like shit. Pitched terrible. And now with the starting pitcher injury, they need Paul Blackburn in the rotation. Jovan, number 1, he's not going that long. He's going 4 innings, maybe 5 tops. If he goes 5, then I'm feeling pretty good about this earned run square. I'll tell you that much. Paul Blackburn's going 5 in this game. Okay? I like the under in the game. I like the Mets in the game. I love the squares I'm seeing that I want to fade offensively for the Braves. I love looking at this fucking square. I know he's been a reliever mainly this year, but if you look at the chart, you'd think he was Mitchell Parker. You'd think he was Mitch? Looking at the charts. I'm not saying that's everything, but it certainly helps. Doesn't hurt, at least. Right? Who in the right mind wants to take a less than 2.5 earned runs allowed for Paul Blackburn against the Braves? Seriously. Nobody. Well, usually means that's a winner. Paul Blackburn's going to go out there and pitch his fucking ass off like he's done the last couple years and overexceeded expectations. Let's give the guy a shot as a starter. He'll make it count. Dude's got fucking heart and grit. I take that over talent 9 times out of 10.
Heart and grit.
He's got heart and grit.
He's
going to get 2 of the nastiest earned runs allowed squares you will ever find in all the lands. Both.
Unbelievable. Can't forget what this game is too, Krabs. Because remember, it was a thing when he was in Oakland that he was just unbelievable on the road and turned into Cy Young. And that blow up relief appearance that he had against the Rays in his last outing, I guess not start. He was in New York. This one's in Atlanta. So we get another road Blackburn masterclass potential.
LC, I hope this is not a Walker Buehler repeat. I really hope it's not. I really hope it's not. I mean, look, I didn't have Cal Raleigh, Big Dumper, Grand Slam baked in. That's on me. Should have seen it coming. Jovan, we were on Sweats last night. We missed you. Played some MLB The Show. We got Lockie involved. Had a good time.
Sure.
But yeah, we crafted up a little late night Geyserman, and LC was bringing up some squares that the ones that obviously we decided not to take were the ones that hit, and that's on me. Like Cal Raleigh, more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. That would have been nice to have last night.
That's what you bought.
And instead, I'm pitching freaking Walker Bueller less than 2.5 earned runs allowed. He's so bad at pitching. He's so bad.
Really bad.
Oh,
He's Moss Nuck. Really
he's so
bad.
bad.
I don't know if this matters to you, Krabs, but
Oh,
Blackburn's next 2 slated starts are both against the Braves. One on the road, one at home.
wow.
You got to get in on the road one right here.
Yeah, this is the one right here, folks. Certainly don't want to get in round 2 after they've already seen him. Right? It's now or never, Dudesy. As we get a subby coming in from Green Guy. I thought the subbies were broken, folks. Turns out they're not. Green Guy came in and subbed. Let's go, Green Guy 7373. Atta boy. Good to see you, my man. Thanks for coming in and splooging with the subby. Be more like Green Guy, chat. Be more like Green Guy. Setting the precedence.
Like Green Guy.
I'm going to be feeling like Green Guy today with these 2 squares.
Sure.
Yep. Sure he can. All right. Jovan, let's see him. Drop him.
Sure. Let's get Casty up and moving. Maybe get on 2+ watch. I was mad yesterday.
Getting benched?
Yeah, we had like I guess not similar narrative because it was completely different things. But like a couple of the guys who were talking about yesterday that were like beef involved or something, some emotional motivation. One of them was like Andy Pajes, and I was staring at that game, sweating the overs. Like, how the fuck did I not get to the counter and bet this guy when we knew he had the extra motivation after what happened coming into this one? I will not do the same thing with Castellanos. I'm getting involved, especially because taking the over in the game, and Adam Mazur is not a major league pitcher. He is incredibly bad, lives in the zone. Casty probably won't have to worry about very much chase because, again, none of Mazur's chase is very competitive or really generating chase of what he tries to get as far as qualifying as chase. But I think the platter will be set. That's the story with every single Mazur start that we saw with the Padres in the MLB, whether it was walks, whether it was a bunch of hits. Like I like his hits allowed too, and that probably could have been up there as well. I think the platter is going to be set, and I think Castellanos is going to muck it. I just could not keep him off of the sharp board, could not keep him out of any lineups. You know what he's going to do, especially that we're in an impending war or whatever it is to add a narrative for him. But coming off of a benching where he's pissed off because that broke like his Iron Man streak, I guess, because he was like 100 games away from, I guess, the Phillies like franchise record too. So he's not only pissed about being benched, but it was kind of like a big dick move by Rob Thompson. And I don't think Casty likes that. So today he's about to splooge and probably beam Rob Thompson up in the dugout right after he does it.
This is a day where you probably want to take a demon for the guy. No?
I mean, yeah, probably. Because if he does do something,
I know we're just talking sharp report here. We're not asking for the world, right?
If he does something, it's probably going to be more than just 5 fantasy score. And
this is going 2 ways, Jovan. He's
either going over or he's going to have 7 RBIs with 2 nicks.
Yes, he's either keeling over and dying, being soft, giving up, saying poor me, whining about it, or he's sacking up, being a man, locking in, and making up for whatever the fuck he said the other day.
Yeah,
I'm down to go with the latter. I'm in.
I'm dying to know what he said. Like literally,
I mean, it can't be good if we don't know. I'll be honest.
It cannot be good.
It can't be good if we don't know, and it can't be good if they're ending that Iron Man streak. That shit, those guys do not take that shit lightly.
Yeah,
it must have been bad. He must have like laid into somebody or said something really bad. Yep,
really, really bad.
Surprised. The Casty's always, been. I don't know. Casty's always been a little bit, doing his own thing, I guess is the right way to put it. He doesn't mind saying, his open mind, speaking his open mind.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Work. Trent getting Commanders Lions PTSD on TV. Good.
Let's go.
Talking about that?
Let's go. Shout out that.
People forget the Commanders cost Trent coins. I'll never forget it.
People did forget that. He had hard-earned coin on the Lions to win the Super Bowl and had Jameson Williams throwing interceptions.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm trying to get the football brain turned back on this week. I've started looking at some stuff, getting excited.
Right.
It's closer than we think. Were the Lions not laying 10 points in that game?
Yeah, they're like minus 9.5, 10. Shout out Trent.
9.5.
Shout out Trent.
9.5. Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions. That's how brainwashed everybody got by not Dan Quinn. Might as well be Dan Quinn now.
And
the Lions coach. Why am I blanking on his name? Lions coach.
Why am I blanking on his name too? Dan Campbell.
I know. Yeah, Dan Campbell. Duh. Dan. They're about the same, but we got so brainwashed by how cool Dan Campbell was coming in, changing that fucking org, that we forgot that it's still Jared Goff and the Lions in a big spot in the postseason. It's almost like last year when the Yankees went on a run in the postseason. We forgot how fucking dog shit they play when it matters. Similar.
No, you know what the craziest part about it all was? It wasn't even Jared Goff. Is that people got brainwashed into thinking the Lions' defense was actually good.
Yeah, for a couple good games.
Yeah, a couple great games. We thought they were.
You know why they were good.
The steel curtain.
I'll tell you why they were good.
Bad.
Ben Johnson. That's why he's the head coach of the Chicago Bears now. Good luck, Lions. And then now the DC is the Jets coach. Oh, God. Good luck, Mike.
Dude, you know what would suck is if you had a Lions Super Bowl future lose to the Washington Commanders and then proceeded, once the Super Bowl came, to put $12K on the Chiefs to go back-to-back and they lose. That would suck.
Oh.
That would be really bad.
See, that's where you lose me because that hurts my soul too.
Not just 12K.
That hurts my soul too.
12,500.
I think it was 11.5.
Ooh.
It was
The old
12,500.
roundup trick.
It was 12.5.
Cricket beat.
Oh, man. How about it, folks?
Could have been even from Oilers coin if you just took the Eagles, but no. But no.
All the Lions had to do was run the ball. Ben Johnson might have lost that game. Gibbs was steamrolling the commies. I'll be honest, nobody's beating Jane Daniels in that game. Nobody. That was his game. Unbelievable. I can't wait for the NFL season. I can't wait. And I never say that heading into the year. Usually, right now, I'm thinking, all right, I can't wait to see our first round pick get out there and then probably end up sucking. I'm legitimately so stoked for the NFL season the first time in my life, Jovan. First time.
That can't be good.
I was going to say, surely that goes well.
That can't be good.
Surely that goes well. All right.
Yeah, that might be sophomore slump incoming.
All right, let's hear about Jacob, a.k.a. Steven Strasburg 2.0, a.k.a. the 7-foot behemoth who literally trips over himself because he's so awkward and young. Let's hear about why you like is more the case.
Tripped over himself and rolled his ankle in his first start, so he got pulled out with a no-hitter.
Can't make it up.
Shout out Jacob. But electric stuff, like we've all known that since his time in the minors, which is why you're so excited to see him get brought up. Probably the best stuff that we've seen from a pitcher in his debut since Skeens, and now he gets to face the Cubs. Great offense, but as of the last month, striking out a lot more, and that is, I guess, more targeted towards the actual strikeout pitchers because, like, their K rate against righties is higher, but not by much. But it's also because they faced a lot of pitchers that are not strikeout pitchers. Like they're facing Chad Patrick, Mitch Keller, Mike Burrows. Like the only true strikeout pitchers were like Skeens, Wheeler, Flaherty, which all put up great numbers. And I'm only talking about righties. So like Screwball's obviously off to the side because he's Screwball and he's a lefty. But against all of these like power pitchers from the right side, they are striking out a lot more than they were towards the beginning of the year. Now, the issue for Mizorowski is can he get the balls in the strike zone because he has a big-time walk problem, and that was his downfall for a bit in the card start, even though like he didn't give anything up off of it. He was fortunate to pitch out of those jams, but there was base runners, there was traffic. He had 3 walks, probably could add a lot more. I think he hit a guy as well. But the Cubs are this uber-aggressive lineup right now. They used to be super patient. Now they've slipped. They used to be like top 5 every time you look in terms of pitches per plate appearance and like not swinging outside the strike zone, Z contact rate, but everything there now is kind of trickling towards the bottom half of the league, which is interesting because, again, the Cubs are always the team you look at and against righties and lefties, but especially righties, like they've been at the top of that for the entirety of the season, slipping as of late. Now you get a pitcher in Mizorowski who, is he going to go out there and have another no-hit outing? No, probably not. But I think the strikeout ceiling is going to be there. So even if he gives up a little more damage, I think the Cubs are going to be aggressive enough and strike out and whiff enough to get 5, maybe 6 or 7 here.
I mean, this kid just might be fucking different. Let's buy low while we still can, huh?
He's good.
Talk about passing the eye test. We had a ticket on the other side. We learned our lesson. We won't be making that mistake again, at least not today.
Not today, but
yeah, I'm sure we'll fade him in the future, but certainly not today. And he's him. It was cool to see. It's cool to see. Cool to see these prospects come to fruition. They typically don't work out. It's cool to see when they do. Got a lot of work to do. He's only had one start, and his ankle almost snapped and almost cost him his career in his first start. But a lot of work to do. But you could tell, eye test, he's got it. We'll see if he can keep it all together. Okay.
Sure.
Let's hope he does tonight. We're not asking for the world, Jovan. 5Ks.
5Ks.
Just a simple 5K. All right? Dubs. Good to see you, Lurk and Chewy. I saw you got your PLL tickets for Chicago in a couple weeks, Chewy. Good to see that. Chat, if anybody's trying to get involved, we're going to the PLL in a couple weeks in Chicago, Friday, July 11th. We will be there in Chicago. If you want to cop your tickets, get them now on SeatGeek. Get them while they're hot.
Shout out Chew for the raid too. Party 7.
Let's go, Chew. Wow. Your table's ready, brother.
Wow.
Your table's ready, my man.
Good for Chewy.
Thanks for getting involved, Chew. Appreciate you, Beast. Me and Goots will also be there this Saturday at the PLL in Baltimore. In Gootsland. We'll be there.
Gootsland.
4 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern. Late night games on Saturday. Anybody local in the DMV want to meet up with us? We will be there on Saturday. Okay? Dubs. Krabs, I didn't realize the PLL games are at Northwestern's Fields in Evanston. We have to pull up after work on Friday. Is that for the Chicago series? That's sick, if that's where they're playing.
Is that the stadium that Northwestern was playing at that's like right on the lake?
Yeah, it looks really cool. I think that's what he's talking about. That's sick. Yeah, that'll be really cool. All right. God, it reminds me of nobody's going to care, but Navy, their athletic facilities, their practice facilities are right on the water in Annapolis, and it looks like that Fields, although they actually have a stadium there, which will be fucking sick. But it looks like you're playing on the lake. It's so sick. All right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to this weekend in Baltimore. I know Chaco's going. Cannot wait to get a flick, Chaco. Cannot wait to see a Whip Snakes win against the Cannons. They're going to have their hands full, but God, it's going to be such a great game. Cannons and Whips.
Boots
Friday night.
Boots on ground, dude.
Yeah, you're probably right. Fuck. Damn it, Goots.
People forget I'm a 2-time champ.
2-time champ, 2 rings.
Double time.
That shit stank, don't it, Goots? Ooh.
All right. Ready for Lamar, though?
Yeah, Ball Knowledge, Chart House in Annapolis, elite place. Elite place. All right. I still cannot get over the fact that somebody in the YouTube chat said that the Yankees' losses are because of the base running.
No, that was actually all time.
Like I need to walk that off.
You get the bat up and moving because the Yankees can't. You got to. 9 Ks on Kyle Hendricks. Base running.
You guys don't surprise me much anymore. I've been around this game for a while. But that one threw me for a loop. Holy shit.
For a lot of Yankees excuses over the years, that one might take cake.
I don't know if brainwash is the right word, but it's like delusional.
Delusional. Yeah.
Delusional. Yes, that's the word. Delusional. No accountability either. Just delusion. I mean, T. Crizzy, meatball after meatball after meatball.
Literally,
Mama's homemade meatballs.
Beef.
Unbelievable. And we still got people in the YouTube chat saying, what do you guys think about the Yankees team total today? Guys, it's baseball. You don't fade streaks. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I mean, Jovan, it doesn't work. It didn't work last night.
Let me take that over.
That's a solo mish, brother.
I'm taking
Solo
that.
mish. Yanks should bring back Prime for pinch running. What? Which Prime? Take us to pick a pro, kids. Just take us to pick a pro. Let's look at some of the games we haven't talked about yet. Not many. I want thoughts on the rubber match. O's Tampa. Is this game 3? Is this only a 3-game series?
No, it's 4.
Ah, shit. Okay. Thought this was a series decider. I guess not. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts on your squads today. They're facing off.
Morton versus Cy Young Rouse tomorrow. That's the real matchup.
That's the rubber match.
That's the matchup. But
what do we think about dog shit Rogers versus dog shit Bradley today?
Yeah, really bad pitchers on the mound, Krabs. Two really bad pitchers.
Really bad in Tampa, yep.
Trevor Rogers a lot worse, but am I wrong, Goots?
I mean, not much, pitching this year to base that, like to say that. He shoved in his first start of the year. You know all about pitching labs, especially in Tampa. What if we got a good one too?
But like you already went through this, though, is the thing. Like that wasn't his
P3
first start with the Orioles.
It was literally an all-star.
Wasn't his first start with the Orioles.
It wasn't.
I think you de-pitching labbed him.
But with that being said, Rays are air today. So congrats, Jovan. Congrats.
Probably the O's today. Might be.
Well, thanks. I didn't learn a single thing in that combo.
Yeah, you're not going to learn shit from this. I'll say, I mean, the Rays have been better as a whole. They haven't been that much better against lefties, which like still worries me a little bit for everybody not named Yandy, who's probably taking Rogers to the shed today. But again, it's like similar home run weather to yesterday, and Zach Littell gives up a shit ton of tanks, but Taj gives up nearly as much, and he allows a lot more hard contact in doing it. So like that scares the shit out of me for Gunnar. Maybe Adley. O'Hearn is probably going to be air today, but I don't know if I can do it with Taj. He's like he had a really good start, I guess, really good push again. He got really lucky against the Mets, but he was good enough. And coming off of that start, I would never think about backing him.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I'm going back to the over. Potentially.
I mean, yeah, it's probably air today.
Yeah.
It was under splits on Pickett Pro.
It opened up at 9.5 too. I know it's down to 9, but God, everybody's betting the under. Jesus.
It's odd.
Dude, do you see that? That's weird. First time chatter, Sky Star, the realist. O's should get a hold of T-Brad. Yeah, I think they do too, but I also think the O's win as a non-biased third party here, who also can't make coins on the Orioles because they are magicians at stealing coins.
It's the most 2-2 series of all time.
Yeah, so whatever happens today, just take the other one tomorrow.
Yeah, Raz probably going to shove tomorrow, and O's probably going to win today.
Yeah, I like the O's today. They're catching steam, but I will say they might be the only team that when they catch steam, it's actually worse for them. So
yeah, honestly,
I'd rather bet them at plus 110 than minus 105. Legitimately. Yeah. All right, I do lean the Orioles though, but I stayed off last night. Shouldn't have. I'll stay off again tonight because I know if I hop on, bad things will happen. Okay. What else? What else we like? Any thoughts on Bookit versus Corbin?
I mean, talking about riding streaks, Krabs. Think the Royals might start one.
Wow.
Which I was kind of mad because I liked the Rangers yesterday, but for the same exact reason, like I didn't want to go anywhere near betting them because they just had – it was before Sunday's game, which they lost that game anyway, but it's like the first New Blood series since then. But they had that players-only meeting led by Bobby Witt, and he actually hit, I think, better in the Sunday game. They still ended up losing, and then what do you know? He comes back with a nuke yesterday, and they dominate and win. Now you're getting your guy back in Bookit against Patrick Corbin, who's been fantastic, but started looking like Corbin a little bit as of lately. I don't know if I want to go anywhere near fading the Royals right now.
Sorry, I'm freaking out because I saw a chat saying the Mitchell Parker square is gone, although I'm looking at it right now in front of my face. So I don't know how that would be true. From A in the YouTube chat, he says it's a gob now. I'm seeing a normal 2.5 square, bro.
They just dropped maybe the worst lineup in the history of baseball. The Rockies did.
Yeah. That could
Legit
help.
worst lineup I've ever seen.
I'm still seeing Mitch 2.5. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. Also, Jovan, thoughts on the college baseball game starting up here in about 10, 15 minutes?
Well, Mitchell Parker, I also see it up there, reloaded and everything, still up there, normal square. So I'm with you on that.
Okay.
I don't really have too much. A lot of people in Louisville, I guess, to start.
Yeah.
For the early game, I've seen that a ton. I don't hate it. They just seem like one of those teams that has that magic, and it's gonna be tough. Now you're finally getting to like the back end Coastal Arms, which is huge. But I don't hate that one bit. I would be lying if I said the Plums weren't telling me the Hogs are going down tonight.
In the second game tonight. Okay.
Yeah, second game in the rematch.
Yeah. Okay.
But
you'd probably rather lead into that than take anything in this early game?
Yeah. I mean, the second game is so weird because like it's the rematch that LSU dominated the first time around. Obviously crazy different set of arms, but now you have Arkansas coming off of the no-hitter and then a really good performance against UCLA. Maybe they're the team of destiny. I don't know. Don't really want to get in front of it, but after those couple performances, it's hard not to take your head that way.
Jovan, also, Encarnacion Strand has a crazy total bases square up that Trent asked about earlier that I just randomly remembered.
We were talking about that on the call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's going yard today.
Full go on that square.
Yeah.
I was asking about it. Okay.
Definitely a little odd. They have his fantasy score up and as low as it is. I'll say that.
As low as it is?
Yeah, it's a 4.5.
Does that sketch you off of it a little bit or no?
I will say out of like the weird square combinations when guys have those up and the fantasy scores also up, and like if he gets 1.5 total bases, obviously he clears that. He obviously has a run square up too. When those don't really add up, that's when they've been super ultra like mega cake. But still think he's going yard off of O'Bear.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, chat's asking why would you take the bases when the fantasy's there?
I mean, yeah.
Take the fantasy. All right. We got a couple minutes here left. We got the college baseball rundown. You want to back the Royals today? They started a new streak. I'm not going to tell you otherwise. If Bookit is pitching, I'm done fading that guy. Goes out there and shoves every 6 days.
Yeah.
He just does.
He does.
All right. A couple questions about these late night Geysermans. Houston and Sacramento. Framber, Severino. I almost got cute and went first 5 under here, but I couldn't do it. I'm not taking an under in this ballpark.
Yeah. Don't hate that, I guess.
Severino, great at home. Or is it terrible at home and bad on the roads? No, I think he's good at home.
Double check before I say
I'm gonna confirm that though. And then
really bad at home. God awful at home.
Really bad at home, terrible on the road. Yeah, that's why I wanted to take the under because I'm a contrarian and it's nasty. Total unders catching steam a hair, -115, -120 to the under 9.5 after, I mean, a bazillion runs in that game last night, mainly from Houston. But thought about maybe backing Severino to pitch decent at home for once and Framber to go out there and be Framber. First 5 under.
Yeah, I could see that.
People are betting this under though.
Well, yeah, it's a 9.5 total with Framber involved.
Okay.
Framber's been on one of the best runs of maybe any pitcher in baseball. Just been pumping out quality starts without a single nick on him in any of the starts. It seems like he's given up 1 or 2 runs. I think it said in like 4 or 5 consecutive starts, and he's been dominant in them.
Okay. All right, Dead Larry Bird. No over for you in this game. You take one other person out of the 8 billion who takes more overs in this ballpark than Jovan, and it's Dead Larry Bird. So probably a good sign to maybe stay off today. Okay. Okay. Padres Dodgers. Weird game last night. Some beef. Ma's beef. Yeah.
Ma's beef.
Ma's beef probably ain't going away tonight. Might return. There's going to be some bullshit in this game. You can feel it.
There's going to be some bullshit.
You got managers yelling. You got Machado. I mean, he's always fucking yapping about something. So
always
annoying.
yelling.
Always yapping. Managers yelling. Intentional hit by pitches. I mean, respectfully, that was an intentional hit by pitch on Shohei.
It was.
It was.
It was.
Didn't they hit Tatis before that?
Yeah,
It
that's
did.
why. That's why it was
Yep.
intentional.
Don't do that then. Won't get hit.
Yeah, it
Well,
was
What I'm
deserved.
trying to say, Goots, they're not done.
No,
It's gonna leak it today.
Yeah.
No, I think they're done.
Yeah.
The Dodgers can't afford to be not done. Like, what are they going to do? Retaliate and get Sheehan or a bullpen pitcher thrown out when they don't have any arms right now to throw out there?
I mean, Dave Robertson's tiny little pecker just can't get over it. So
Goots, do me a favor, run that shit. I'm trying to see that train. Okay. What a show it's been today, folks. What a show. We got little peckers being dropped. We got Mitchell Parker less thans. And we got Krabs grabbing a bat and taking some hacks. What a show it's been today, huh, folks? Tell your friends,
we
tell your buddies.
all let it get swept. That's reminding you that Tatis is once again red hot, and I will be taking him again with Shohei in that game for the Super Goats.
Okay. W's. I'm in. Take the T's every fucking day on his fantasy score until you hear otherwise. Yep.
Full green. He's been busting.
All right.
Busting.
Yeah, I haven't heard the word pecker in a decade. Incredible. Incredible work, Goods.
Crazy.
All right. Yep. I will run the surge stream right after this chat, so stick around, get those sell jobs ready and primed. But first, we got some important work to do here, folks. We got to lock in and cash the squad rides. Okay? Squad rides have been kind of leaking the last couple of days after a good run earlier this month. Coming back down to earth. Not too happy about
wheel
it.
Krabs. You're seeing them right now clearer than I am. What is green from either of our plays?
Yeah. I'll take the reins. Give me a second. I want to check some juice. Check some Kyle juice check.
Got a first 5 up there from Krabs. Tickling gem.
I think we go first 5 under 3.5. I think we go Mets plus 1.5.
Did not expect the Mets to get the call up.
Yeah, I like that play a
Men on
lot.
that though.
I like that play a lot. I also like the Reds a lot.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did not expect that either. I'm in.
I like the Reds a lot. How much you liking that over in the Marlins game?
Probably more than I should.
Fine. Totals up. I like seeing Suarez where his fantasy score's at. You got fucking Mazer out there. People think has fixed all his issues. He's about to get fucking destroyed today. Let's put that over him.
Let's go.
Let's make it a 4-piece today. There's not a play that's sticking out to me where I'm feeling that's the one. I think we got to put these 4 plays in and let Chad decide. Trust him.
Sure.
Okay. Chad, 4 plays, 4 winners. Get involved. You got 2 or 3 minutes to lock in your squad ride vote in the poll in the Twitch chat. Get involved, please. We got a first-time chatter decoded. Yanks minus 1.5, and I'm an Angels fan. Jovan, is that enough for you to stay off the Yankees? What else do we need?
I'm not planning on taking the Yankees. I just want to take the over.
Okay. Oh, you're taking the over in the game.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Squeak that in there.
I won't fault you for that.
Squeak
All
that
right.
in
Good
there.
pivot. Okay.
And Krabs
Decoded, please,
still
for the love
getting-
of God, man. Do
still
not
getting
fade
no
your
love and
squad.
pull. Thought for sure.
Jack, get
Krabs would be
involved.
Getting some love and pull today.
I'm voting for the first 5 under 3.5. I think that shit's green.
Dude,
Might be a little square.
have we
Don't
not
care.
learned from Krabs meat first fives, dude? They turn green.
2 minutes, Jack, involved. You guys
Krabs
better
gonna get to
start.
that.
You guys better start voting for my plays, so there's gonna be some issues. This is literally my Cooperstown bat, bro. it's got my whole fucking team on it, bro. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a whole bit, dude. Did you not go to Cooperstown?
I did, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Did you go to Dreams Park or did you go to the nicer one?
No, I went to the nicer
remember?
one.
I did Dreams Park.
We were supposed to go to Dreams Park for a summer and like completely washed out. I don't know if our coach was like lying to us about it, but like we completely fucked it up of like the way we played one weekend. Then we ended up going to a different tournament and missing whatever qualification deadline and
What?
Moose. It was super sketchy. I don't know what actually happened, but
Okay.
we ended up going to the nicer one, I think 2 years later.
Okay. Interesting. Well, you did get a first 5 under, barely. I guess bringing the bat out, dropping some threats was the only reason there that won. Okay. Maybe you got to keep this back close, huh? Got to keep this back close. All right. Squad ride, Pirates, Tigers, first 5 under 3.5. Love this first 5 under. No fun, no runs early on. All right, chat? Get involved. Tail responsibly as always, please. Okay? And we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Stick around. Got the Surge stream starting up here in a couple. All right? Just give me a minute. We'll fire that puppy up. Get those cell jobs ready. All right? We'll be. Catch you guys tomorrow.